Hey, I am Anshuman Goyal from North Carolina State University. This video is about setting up the virtual machine and using Hook to deploy a pipeline. Thus, it consists of two parts. In first, I am going to show you how we can spin up the virtual machine very quickly, and in second part, how quickly we can set up a production environment at each deployment git push. As we can see, setting up a virtual machine can be very hectic if we have to fill up all these values always. However, using Vagrant, it can be automated. Let me show you an example how to use a simple Vagrant. Let's open a command prompt and type the command Vagrant in it with the image. Here I am using an Ubuntu image. It creates a Vagrant file containing the configuration of the VM. Open the file and look at its content. Assign an IP address to this machine so that we can later run a web server on it. We will uncomment this line and add few lines of code to add a synchronized folder so that we can do all this stuff without going inside the virtual machine every time. To start the Vagrant, use Vagrant up. Using Vagrant SSH lets you go inside the virtual machine. So we will use Vagrant SSH. And here we are inside the virtual machine. We can now easily find the synchronized folder inside /volume /HW0. Let's create a file in my Windows environment and we will see that file and its content inside the virtual machine at the same location as previous, that is /volume /HW0. And here it is. Delete the file and same file is deleted from the Windows environment too. Let's build a web server in this virtual machine. First, to set up some environment inside virtual machine, I will clone a repository with initial files with which we can set up a simple server. We need to also update and install the node.js. Going inside the clone repository and we will type the command npm install. It will do all the necessary setup for the web server. We will also like to look at the contents of index.js. We can see that web server will listen at the port 3000. Start the web server with command npm run forever. And in browser, I can check that at the assigned IP that we have given at the time of the creation of the virtual machine with the port number mentioned in index.js, we can see the message on the browser. The second part of the video is first to create a simple hook which we can open google.com after every git commit. Inside .git folder, there is a hook folder. There we will create a post commit file which will open the browser at google.com. Create a post commit file and give it the execution permission. Now we'll make one commit by adding some content in a file and using git commit to commit the changes. And it will open a web browser and it works. Next, we are going to use this hook as a pipeline to deploy our code like in production environment. Therefore, we will firstly do some setup like cloning a git repository named app, which has basic code which we can deploy on the production server. Creating a separate deploy folder with production.git and production www. Production.git will contain bare git repository and production www is the folder where actual code will reside on the server. In production.git will be initialized with git init bare, and inside folks folder we will create a post receive file. This post receive file will contain the path for the working directory and the commands to install all the requirements like npm install. After that, giving the execution permissions like before, we will go back to the app repository. In the app repository, we will add a new remote location. We will push the code to the remote by using git push. It will push the code location over production www. Now we can start the web server from production www. Thus, anytime code is pushed, all the changes will be applied on the server and with all the requirements installed. We can now check the results on the browser to confirm it. Thanks for watching this video.